So what are issues that the people in Delhi are talking about? And C Voter did an analysis or an assessment talking to voters of Delhi. Let me get you some of those issues that people in Delhi are talking about. What are issues that matter to them? On the political stock exchange, C Voter actually asked people of Delhi what are issues that really matter to them. So unemployment is an issue that matters to the voters of Delhi. They are very particular about 21.5% people said for them the biggest issue is unemployment. Electricity, water, roads 18%, inflation 15%, law and order and women's safety 6.3%. Corruption, just 5.4%. I want to bring you to that point of corruption. Then CA, NRC, national security, just 0.9%. Remember, this is Delhi Assembly elections. Farmers issues, 0.8%. Others, 28%. And that becomes extremely significant. And we'll get Yashwant Deshmukh to decode what the others mean. That's point one. Point two, well, factors in these elections is Liquorgate. And that is something that Delhi was impacted by. So is Liquorgate and Arvind Kejriwal's arrest a factor? Well, 13.3% of the respondents said yes, Liquorgate is an issue. Water crisis or water management, 10.4%. Government performance and scheme, 11.4%. The Prime Minister's performance, 7.6%. Again, keep in mind, these are Delhi Assembly elections. Condition of government hospitals, Delhi government hospitals, 6.8% responded saying that yes, it is an issue for them when they press the button. Air pollution, 10.6%. Perhaps would have expected many more to be impacted and vote on air pollution. Statehood demand, just 1.4%. Waste management, 9.3%. So in some ways, environment does matter. NDA's performance in recent elections, clearly not much, 1.3%. Don't know, can't say was again a staggering 27.9%. These are some of the issues. Then on Arvind Kejriwal's arrest. Now, does that impact? What impact will Arvind Kejriwal's imprisonment have on these elections? As far as Aam Aadmi Party voters, some of the respondents were concerned, they said 14.6% said it will mean an increase in Aam Aadmi Party's votes, but 35.6% said it will mean an increase in BJP's votes. Increase in Congress or other parties, 7.1%. No impact whatsoever. Again, a staggering 29.8%. So these are some of the responses that we've been able to get. And let's now quickly bring in our guests and experts to talk more about it. So is the issue of the Sheesh Mahal just diversionary tactics? The Aam Aadmi Party says, where is that golden commode? Where is the swimming pool? Where is that mini bar? BJP says Sheesh Mahal has actually exposed the Delhi Chief Minister, all his claims of being an Aam Aadmi. But is this an issue for the voters of Delhi? Aarti Jairath is a senior journalist and political commentator, joins me on the broadcast. Amitabh Tiwari is a political strategist and commentator. GVL Narasimha Rao is former Rajya Sabha MP, psephologist and author, national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Priyanka Kakkar represents the Aam Aadmi Party on this broadcast. But my first question is to Yashwant Deshmukh, psephologist, founder, director of C Voter, and his team put these multiple questions to Delhi's voters for the C Voter survey. And Yashwant Deshmukh, this survey was done on the 6th. Today is the 8th. Is Sheesh Mahal a poll issue for Delhi?
Well, it cannot be one singular poll issue. You know, there are two things which we need to understand. Sheesh Mahal is more of a symbolism in that way. There are two facts which the numbers are proving in our tracker. We are consistently pointing it out, Gaurav, that number one, Aam Aadmi Party doesn't really enjoy the same high moral pedestal that, you know, that we are the only party against corruption. People do not really look at Aam Aadmi Party anymore from that perspective. Number one, that's the fact. Second fact, even without that, I mean, counting everything all said and done, Arvind Kejriwal's personal popularity or his personal impact still remains very high.
I'm coming to that aspect in the second part of the debate.
Around it. Yeah. So these, both the things might sound like contradictory, but they are not. In fact, some things which makes Aam Aadmi Party's overall brand coming down on these kind of issues, but still, overall speaking, it is not really getting converted as the single issue which is going to drive the election home.
Very interesting, you should point that out. And Priyanka Kakkar, the attempt that was made to go to the 6 Flagstaff Road residents or through the 7 Lok Kalyan Marg residents of the Prime Minister, why now? the LG sought a CBI probe in 2023. Is the Aam Aadmi Party worried about this palatial bungalow? Will it damage Arvind Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi image as the BJP says it would?
Gaurav Savanji, good evening to you, the fellow panelists and all the viewers. First and foremost, all media channels should behave responsibly, and I think the CAG report, to the best of my knowledge, is a confidential document, remains under sealed cover, has not been made public. Whatever these documents are, they're most probably written and fabricated at the BJP office and given to everybody. So one has to be very mindful of that. Secondly, because there's a constant attack, a constant negative narrative against us, that there is a mini bar, there is a swimming pool, there is a toilet, golden toilet seat. All of these baseless allegations against a person who has provided year on year, he's given a revenue surplus budget after giving so many welfare schemes to the citizen of Delhi. Only an honest leader can do that. But so we are saying, okay, that is open. Why is the media and the Aam Aadmi netas been prevented today by the BJP for us to enter that house is beyond anybody's comprehension. They should let us enter that house. Let it be open to the public. Let the PM Awas, the Raj Mahal, also be open to the public, where a construction of 2750 of taxpayers' money was done during COVID time, where I'm told, I'm informed that there is a Kaleen of 300 crore and there is a Jhumar of 200 crore and there are diamond and gold studded toilet seats and possibly there's a mini bar inside too. Let the public see what was made for 2750 crores in the PM house, in the Raj Mahal. What is the problem? Let us see both. You have been alleging these things against us. We are saying, okay, welcome, come. Let us go and check it out.
Okay.
Why are they now preventing us? That is the question you should ask the BJP.
Fair enough. The Aam Aadmi Party, GVL Narasimha Rao hits back with this Raj Mahal jibe. You heard, Priyanka Kakkar on the 7 Lok Kalyan Marg renovation cost that she says is a staggering 2,700 crore rupees. Chandeliers were 200 crore rupees. Carpets were 300 crore rupees. Does that, one, blunt the BJP's charge? Two, is it time to throw open both the Chief Minister's Flagstaff Road residence and the 7 Lok Kalyan Marg for people to see?
This is a classic case of an attempt to divert public attention. But it's Aam Aadmi Party's desperation is very evident. They clearly have realized that this Sheesh Mahal revelations have completely exposed the Aam Aadmi Party's hypocrisy of being a party that does not want to spend public money. We've seen the tamasha, the drama in 2015, where Arvind Kejriwal and his ministers traveled by metro, and then they only had a simple wagoner to drive around. And now the Sheesh Mahal was a shocker. And it's a shocker. The people of Delhi have realized that they have been fooled. This party which came to claim simplicity and they wanted to end all this extravaganza and
Okay.
they are actually indulging in it. Secondly, the corruption charges, the liquor gate and the arrest, the repeated denial of bails by the courts, people of this country, people of Delhi and people of this country know we have a very independent judicial system. And the facts in both the cases are so blunt.
Okay.
The Aam Aadmi Party is unable to blunt that criticism, and therefore they are trying to run around or skirt around other issues and trying to really throw muck at others. Nothing will stick. They've got exposed.
The fact
Aam
that
Aadmi Party
Priyanka
today
Kakkar points
is
out
corrupt.
that where is this CAG report, the figures that are being touted, whether by Priyanka Kakkar on the PM's residence or by the BJP on 6 Flagstaff Road, they're all either leaks or claims. But let me also bring in Aarti Jairat into this conversation, because images that we've seen, Aarti Jairat, does the Sheesh Mahal controversy dent Arvind Kejriwal's Aam Aadmi image? As GVL Narasimha Rao puts it, BJP has put out his old statement about not living in plush Lutyens Delhi bungalows. And does the Raj Mahal the counter attack by the Aam Aadmi Party, work with that plush aircraft that is being spoken of, or as the minibar that Priyanka Kakkar says there may be a minibar at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg too?
Gaurav, I think it's an insult to the people of Delhi that we are discussing whether somebody has a diamond-studded commode or a gold commode. I mean, honestly, is this what politics has been reduced to? Is this what elections have been reduced to? There are so many problems in Delhi. You just talk to people in Delhi and they will tell you, how many problems they have. The roads are in bad shape, garbage is piling up everywhere, water is, off and on, electricity is off and on. I mean, just in terms of civic amenities, this is the capital of India, and we look really like not even a third world country, we look like a fourth world country. So, I mean, honestly, please do not insult the intelligence of the people of Delhi by discussing diamond-studded and gold commodes. This is not what the election should be about.
And yet it is. But does it have an impact on the voter in your view? And I'll come back to you, and I want to take this to Amitabh Tiwari. When the Delhi voter presses the button on the 5th, is it about electricity? Is it about unemployment? Is it about inflation? Is it about bad roads? Or will it be Sheesh Mahal versus Raj Mahal? That will also be a factor here.
See, the issues will be different for different categories or set of voters or voting segments. If you see the issues, largely bread and butter issues, which is unemployment, price rise, and Bijli Sadak Pani, account for 55% of the top issues. However, issues are not the only voting consideration of the people. There are other things also like leadership, party loyalty, image of candidate, etc., which go into the voting. Having said that, the second question, I think, throws more light on the factors which will impact the voting consideration. And there we see Liquorgate with 13-14%, PM Modi image with 8%, air pollution, water crisis, condition of government hospitals. These are the issues which are likely to impact. Now, Liquorgate and Kejriwal's arrest is likely to impact the middle class voter, not the poor or the lower socioeconomic class voter. For them, waste management, water crisis, and condition of government hospitals could be main voting consideration. So we'll have to wait and see whether the middle class, which largely backs the BJP at a national level and backs the Aam Aadmi Party in Vidhan Sabha election, whether this Liquorgate impacts the middle class voter and they move away from AAP to the BJP.
Okay, that conventional wisdom about Delhi, Yashwant Deshmukh, before I bring in the other set of issues in Delhi, bada vote BJP ko, chota vote Aam Aadmi Party ko, ya bada vote Modi ko, chota vote Kejriwal ko. Does that change in any which way, either because of Sheesh Mahal or Liquorgate, or not at all in your assessment?
I don't really think it might become the contest a bit closer, but I don't think that will eventually have its impact in that way, because 5 elections in a row, 3 Lok Sabha elections and 2 assembly elections, Gaurav, we have seen the Delhi voters swing from one way to the other.
Yes.
And even in our tracker, almost 90% of voters say that they have already made up their mind. The number of undecided voters is not which in other states a month before the election is almost like 25 to 30%. In Delhi, it is not even 10%. So that tells us that this, the split vote thing is something which is settled in Delhi. However, it is also a remarkable thing to understand, Gaurav, that, Congress performance in Delhi is having its own impact, is likely to have its own impact. So
that's a very interesting point you make.
It is not. Yeah.
That's a very interesting point you make. And let me then go to the second set of questions, because this is where Congress Party's performance and what the India Alliance is doing about Delhi, that becomes extremely critical. And let's go to the second set of questions, which is, who's your preference to be chief, as the preferred candidate to be chief minister? And this is where, look at these figures. Arvind Kejriwal, head and shoulders way above everyone else at 46.8%. No one's anywhere close. Manoj Tiwari of the BJP is at 13.9%. Ajay Makan of the Congress Party is at 2.9%. But then it's Arvind Kejriwal in a league of his own. Let's come to Manish Sisodia, Delhi's former deputy chief minister and a key aide. He's at 0.9%. BJP's Vijender Gupta at 2.5%, BJP's Vijay Goyal at 4.5%, and Delhi's current Chief Minister Atishi is at 0.8%. And this is what brings me to the second set of our questions. Despite the Liquorgate allegations, despite the Sheesh Mahal charge, 46.8% respondents in Delhi want Arvind Kejriwal or prefer Arvind Kejriwal to be the Chief Minister of Delhi. And Yashwant Deshmukh, no one in the BJP is even close. Manoj Tiwari is at 13.9% compared to 46.8% of Arvind Kejriwal, and the Congress is virtually nowhere on the scene with Ajay Makan at 2.9%.
Actually, the only person who arguably crosses roughly about 20% mark from the BJP camp, if the other names are taken out, is Dr. Harshvardhan, but he is now seen as a retired person. So, I mean, basically, BJP has not been able to pick up a face after Dr. Harshvardhan who can fill in the gap of that time. And as far as the Congress is concerned, there is another undeniable fact, Gaurav, that even today, when we ask people of Delhi who has been Delhi's best chief minister so far, people still name Sheila Dikshitji's name. So it's odd and ironical for the Congress that their chief minister, who is still seen as the number one chief minister of all times in Delhi, they are just nowhere in the contest. Nobody is filling up the gap, and that's the same kind of a problem for the opposition leaders have at the national level, because similar kind of things you see when Narendra Modi is compared to Rahul Gandhi, Arvind Kejriwal, and rest of the other opposition leaders.
And no one comes even close. So, GVL Narasimha Rao, is there then merit in the Aam Aadmi Party very clearly saying BJP neither has an issue when it comes to Delhi elections, nor does it have a face to take on Arvind Kejriwal? The difference in popularity, if you go by the C Voter survey, appears unsurmountable for the BJP, sir.
I think that there is a fallacy in this argument.
Okay.
I think the fallacy is that the BJP has not projected a leader, number one. Number two, there is no automatic name that becomes in public, that comes to public consciousness as a BJP candidate. So therefore you don't get these numbers. You see, if this poll were to be conducted in a state like Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, we've had chief ministers in the past.
And yet the BJP picked somebody out of the hat which not many people knew about once elections were won.
No, so it's not that. So BJP as an organization, we have got more than 40% vote, even in the previous elections. But if you have only one leader getting about 14% vote, it's only because that people are behind the BJP. They will vote and root for the BJP, and the BJP will make its choice of candidate later. And for example, in Odisha, if you had done this poll 7 months ago, just understand this logic with regard to Odisha. Had you done this poll in March, who would be the best chief minister for Odisha? 50% would have said Naveen Patnaik. And BJP, you would not have got anybody getting 20%. But we came to power in Odisha.
Yes, but now elections are barely, are on the 5th of February, and Priyanka Kakkar has this huge smile on her face, when you talk about BJP, because BJP also has Mount Everest to climb, when it comes to Delhi. But Priyanka Kakkar, Arvind Kejriwal, no doubt, extremely popular. But who, apart from him, Manish Sisodia, according to the C Voter tracker, is at 0.9%, and Atishi, the current chief minister, is at 0.8%. And is that perhaps Aam Aadmi Party's biggest challenge? There is only Arvind Kejriwal, no one else in this make or break battle.
Gauravji, we are a team of, and I'm very proud to say this, we are a team of very pada likha, very confident people who are like a family. For us, Arvind Kejriwal ji is the mukhiya of the family. And we all want that we have to, we'll ensure that Arvind Kejriwal ji becomes the CM for the 4th time. This is something that it is a common desire amongst us all, whoever supports us, whoever our volunteers are, all the top leaders too. So there is no, it's just what we want. In fact, the incumbent CM also has categorically come out and stated this. And therefore you see the numbers the way you see them. But having said that, सब एक से बढ़कर एक हैं, सब बहुत स्मार्ट लोग हैं हमारी पार्टी में, सब बहुत पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं हमारी पार्टी में, और सब एक परिवार हैं. तो हमारी पार्टी इज अ लिटिल डिफरेंट देन द ट्रेडिशनल पार्टीज दैट यू सी.
Aarti Jairat, Arvind
Now,
Kejriwal.
see, since you
Okay, let me bring in Aarti Jairat to respond to this. I'll come back to you, Priyanka Kakkar. Arvind Kejriwal, no doubt, hugely popular. But when it comes to Sheesh Mahal or his bungalow, or as you put it, the diamond-studded toilet versus the golden commode, or when it comes to the Liquorgate challenge, is even Arvind Kejriwal on a sticky wicket? And what works for him, in fact, perhaps is the fact that BJP has no face in Delhi.
You know, Gaurav, there are so many issues that can be used by the opposition against the Aam Aadmi Party. So many issues. But nobody in the opposition has a good communicator, a face to articulate those issues. And this is the BJP's biggest problem. It has a solid vote base here. But really, after Madan Lal Khurana, Harshvardhan was there. But I will go back further. Madan Lal Khurana was the leading popular leader of the BJP in Delhi. And after Madan Lal Khurana, the BJP has just not been able to nurture a good enough leader who can articulate the people's concerns. Right through Sheila Dikshit's tenure, there was nobody. And then, of course, Arvind Kejriwal came and he was able to, snatch this thing away from Sheila Dikshit. And I think even today, he remains a very strong person in Delhi. He is embedded in people's consciousness. And unless the BJP finds a leader who can counter that, it's going to be impossible really to defeat. You can bring Arvind Kejriwal's numbers down, but defeat, can the BJP actually win the polls without a face? I think it's very difficult when on the other side there is a dominant, very known face.
So 15 years of Sheila Dikshit, 10 years of Aam Aadmi Party, 25 years plus being out of power, and BJP, Amitabh Tiwari, hasn't been able to find a face or that could rally the party in Delhi. So does it indicate that Aam Aadmi Party, after being 10 years in power in Delhi, still is most popular? And as Aarti Jairat also pointed out, BJP can at best expect to improve its tally. And let me now bring in the Congress aspect in this. The BJP can expect to improve its tally only if the Congress does better, which as of now, how likely does that appear to you?
No, see, first of all, of course, Arvind Kejriwal is one of the most popular leaders in Delhi. However, incumbent chief ministers get some extra points when you ask this question because they're the top of the mind recall. Secondly, since opposition does not have a CM face, obviously the incumbent CM also gets brownie points. But the most important question is how many people in Delhi are voting in the name of the chief ministerial face. That is also a critical factor. When in Lok Sabha elections, only 10% people voted in the name of Prime Minister Modi. 54% was party symbol, 36% was local candidate. So a Lok Sabha election in many ways became localized. And Yashwantji will concur with me. I have seen many states where the incumbent chief ministers were leading in CM preference rating, but the party lost. I was part of the campaigns in MP and Chhattisgarh in 2018 when Shivraj Singh Chauhan and Raman Singh lost the elections. Now coming to the point of Congress party. Of course, if Congress party gains vote share, it will come at the cost of the Aam Aadmi Party. You can recall MCD 2017. Aam Aadmi Party had hammered BJP in Vidhan Sabha election, but in the MCD 2017 elections, Aam Aadmi Party lost badly. Why? Because the Congress Party got 21% vote share. Even in 2022 MCD elections, the Aam Aadmi Party did not perform that well. It just got 134 seats, 8 seats more than majority, again because the Congress Party performed well. But BJP cannot only rely on Congress making a dent in vote share. See, number 2 party cannot defeat number 1 party without making a dent in the vote share of number. So BJP also has to make a dent in the vote share of Aam Aadmi Party be it the middle class voters or be it some of the Purvanchali voters or some of the poor and socio-economic class voters, because it is also going to match the promises of Aam Aadmi Party likely in its manifesto.
Okay, and that perhaps is a big challenge if the GVL Narasimha Rao, if the BJP is banking on Congress doing better, but for the Congress to do better, their central leadership and the state leadership, are they on the same page? Because even within the India Alliance, most of the parties are now very clearly with the Aam Aadmi Party, the TMC, Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray, Samajwadi Party, they've all come in favor of the Aam Aadmi Party.
It doesn't matter. You can bring 200 other parties also to support you. You can bring from Kerala, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal. How is that going to help? Because they don't have any vote share. They don't have any base in Tamil Nadu. They can bring more people because Arvind Kejriwal's image has got dented. He can get more leaders onto his campaigning platform. Beyond that, voters are not going to decide in favor of any party because there are outside leaders who have nothing to do with Delhi politics or who have no traction in Delhi campaigning for Aam Aadmi Party. So number one. Number two, we will certainly make a strong dent, not a minor dent. We will obviously a large chunk of our vote will shift to the BJP in this election because your own survey said a lot of people, more than 1/3 of the people said BJP will benefit from Kejriwal's arrest and his corruption and allegations of corruption against him. So certainly we are going to make big gains at the cost of Aam Aadmi Party. We are not counting on the Congress Party chipping away the Aam Aadmi Party vote.
Okay.
That let AAP bother about it or worry about it. We will certainly dent AAP and then give them a run for their money.
Okay, Priyanka Kakkar, are you worried about the Congress's performance, or are you satisfied with the fact that the Samajwadi Party, the Trinamool Congress, the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray, they're all coming in your favor?
See, my only objection to Congress is that they should possibly declare their alliance with the BJP openly. Now it's about time. अभी recently Ludhiana में भी आपने देखा होगा when we won the MCD polls, the Congress went begging to the BJP for an alliance so that we don't elect a mayor in Ludhiana. Then again, recently we saw in the Delhi mayor elections, Congress walked out. Then again in Lok Sabha, we saw that the Congress did not do any prachar for our candidates. Then today we saw Ashok Gehlot ji saying that Congress is contesting with the AAP. BJP is totally absent. Then again we saw Sandeep Dixit's silence on the fact that Priyanka Gandhi was Congress leader. Top leadership was abused by Ramesh Bidhudi, who is possibly the CM face for the BJP this time in Delhi. They have not declared it yet, but he fits the bill, itna gali galoch, itna abuses. So that is what, now what has happened is BJP is trying to, जैसे अभी मेरे से पहले वाले प्रवक्ता बोले कि it doesn't matter if TMC is giving us support. They are taking support from the BSP, they are taking support from the AIMIM in Delhi, and they are taking support from the Congress in Delhi. They're all hand in glove.
Are you worried about AIMIM candidates in Delhi? Priyanka Kakkar, are you worried? Is the Aam Aadmi Party
It's the same logic what the spokesperson before me said, that they have no base in Delhi. If that is the case, then it's the same logic for them. We are very grateful to the TMC and the SAPA for supporting us. They've always supported us through thick and thin, and they know that Aam Aadmi Party is the only party which can truly take on the BJP, no matter how much Congress and BJP ally in this election to try and defeat us.
Yashwant Deshmukh, your assessment of this, the way the Congress has been fighting this election, their central leadership, in fact the BJP had a barb today. Rajiv Chandrasekhar had a barb about where Rahul Gandhi was right now, and your assessment on the Samajwadi Party, TMC and Shiv Sena UBT being with the Aam Aadmi Party. What does this mean for the Congress? What does this mean for India Alliance? What does this mean for the Aam Aadmi Party?
I don't see a very strong case for the Congress. People, generally speaking, do not like to waste their votes, particularly Delhi is getting more and more bipolar. it was a complete bipolar in the Lok Sabha because the Aam Aadmi Party and Congress had an alliance. But make no mistake that barring few pockets of influence in the minority votes, I don't really think Congress is really in contest even in 10 odd seats of Delhi. You know, so it will be very difficult to say at this point of time. But in our tracker, their vote share has only waved between 4 to 8% for the last almost like 6 months after the Lok Sabha elections. They have not even a single point of time in our tracker have crossed the double-digit mark. And unless Congress actually touches 15-16%, they are not going to damage the Aam Aadmi Party in a big way. But having all said all these things, you know, in our trackers and everything, everything is one side. What Priyanka's party should be fearing or should be worried about is the secret or not so secret arsenal of GVL's party that basically is the RSS which turned around the Haryana and the Maharashtra and the Jammu region election on its heads by courtesy of their network, their people on the ground, the foot soldiers on the ground.
Okay.
And that is something which, while no matter what the numbers say, no matter what the party leadership numbers and everything say, I would, Gaurav, still hold my cards in that way because that kind of mobilization, if the RSS decides to go for the supporting the BJP, the contest is likely to be much more keener what it looks in the numbers.
Okay. Priyanka Kakkar wants to respond to the Sangh point, as does GVL Narasimha Rao and Amitabh Tiwari. So quick closing comments, all of you. Priyanka Kakkar, you go first, ma'am.
No, I'm in agreement with Yashwant sir. I see where he's coming from. But the more pertinent threat that we see in Delhi is that the BJP is adopting these tricks of voter addition and deletion in Delhi after the summary revision process of the Election Commission has been closed, after the officials have gone to the ground and verify whether a voter is living on that address and is alive. There is a mass voter addition and deletion application being submitted. And the objectors are saying that they did not submit these applications. So somebody is impersonating them. And CM Atishi, as we speak, has written to the CEC again and sought time because we have supplied all the information with evidence, with the data that what is happening at which seat in New Delhi, especially in the New Delhi Assembly constituency. There is some foul play at the moment which we are unearthing.
GVL Narasimha Rao, you want to quickly respond to this?
You see, AAP this has become their usual target, usual attempt. Before every election, they look for some kind of a alibi for their potential defeat. And every election, this is nothing new to them. And voter addition, voter deletion, this is what the publication of electoral rolls is a very transparent process. And the AAP is already on the defensive. They're looking for alibi to blame some election commission for their defeat.
Why are you scared of an inquiry?
Nothing more than that.
Okay, Amitabh Tiwari, two aspects here. One, the Chief Election Commissioner yesterday clarified on all aspects, including, as he said, on the voter list. He said if any name is being deleted, people have to be vigilant. They have to take a look. They have to raise the issue. Parties have their BLAs, the BLOs. They raise this. What do you make of the Aam Aadmi raising this after the Chief CEC's press conference, point one? And point two, the BJP upping the ante, not just on the palatial bungalow renovation during COVID, as Gaurav Bhatia of the BJP said that this was seen as a 50 crore scam on paper, then adding a liquor gate scam angle to it, saying that businessmen friends of Arvind Kejriwal invested their money in Sheesh Mahal. Does that make it a double whammy then?
No, see, essentially, of course, the Liquorgate allegations target the middle class voter who was fascinated by the anti-corruption plank of the Aam Aadmi Party or joined the movement because of the anti-corruption movement. So BJP's game plan is to target these voters. In Lok Sabha election, majority middle class voted for BJP. Trend shows that they shift towards Aam Aadmi Party. Now, this is what they have to hold on to. So they are lambasting on Liquorgate, Sheesh Mahal, etc., showing that Aam Aadmi Party is just like any other party, or it's an Aam party. Now, on the question on the
voter
ECI,
list.
if you see, only 3 lakh additional voters have been included in Delhi polls compared to Lok Sabha. The number in Maharashtra was 47 lakh. And I would give credit to Aam Aadmi Party in the sense, because whenever addition deletion happens, if the local units of the parties are not very sharp and vigilant, they will not be able to check this addition deletion, which Congress failed massively, or the opposition failed massively in Maharashtra, and only were crying after the elections. So I think they have managed this addition deletion well, and now it is up to the voters. It could be a cracker of an election, because one question which you are showing is that almost 46% people want to change the government, 47% people do not want to change the government.
Absolutely. And this is where it makes this dance of democracy extremely, extremely interesting. And that's why we're tracking every twist and turn of Delhi election very closely. To all my guests, many thanks for joining me.